Well, this is Gail Devins here, and I'm Gloria Freitas Steidinger's daughter. I have to tell you that, first of all, the Oakes Ames Memorial Hall is a wonderful hall. I love it, but I'm not the only one that loved it. My mother loved it too. Gloria put so much into this hall. As a matter of fact, on Friday evenings, about once a month, back in the 60s, my mother would have a wonderful gala going on where people would dress up to the nines and they'd be up in the hall and it was just the most wonderful thing. But many people have showed up here to honor my mother and all the work that she's done here, and I can't thank them enough. This is just a wonderful, wonderful thing tonight. I'm overwhelmed, and my mother would have loved it. So here's to you, Mom, Gloria Freitas Steidinger, and thank you for what you've done for the town of Easton. I really appreciate it, and I love you, and many people do. And I'll share one story. Of course, I got a gazillion in my head right now. But I remember one day, now my mother lived probably approximately 2 acres behind me. So I remember I went out back and I thought I heard some yelling or something. Like, what's that all about? So I went out back and where is she? And I saw the bucket loader. It was a big tractor and the bucket was in the air. What? And I look up, and there's my mother inside the bucket. Wow. With a chainsaw. I'm like, what are you doing? Now, of course, this is when she's in her 80s. So this is not a good thing. So I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, take my picture. I'm like, no, I'm not taking my picture. So and then the other thing, Paul gets off the tractor and walks away. I said, but my mother's in the air. So that kind of gives you an idea of what it was like to have my mother as my neighbor. So that's one story. So. But I wanted to also thank you very much for all coming. I really am overwhelmed.
So that bucket truck appeared everywhere. It was at the entertainment. But most importantly, it was in back of the library. And I can remember I was initially involved in getting that turned back into a garden. And basically I said to Gloria one day, yeah, you know, over the next couple of years we'll get rid of all those vines and things like that, and it'll look pretty good. I came back in a week, and she was up in the bucket truck, cutting down wisteria vines, and within a month, the garden began to look like the garden we see there today. So she did a glorious job on that. The other thing I can always appreciate is, she was always busy. I mean, she was doing flowers for everybody. And so I told her one day, don't worry about the Historical Society. I'll take care of setting up for our open house. And I made some artificial flower arrangements. She came in and I said, what do you think? And she kind of just gave me a look. And I turned away. I could see her out of the corner of my eyes, shaking her head. But she never said a bad word about those arrangements. Some of them are still down there. So, she was a fantastic person. I was so happy that I got to know her over the years. I wasn't here when she was involved with the hall, but absolutely fantastic. We're going to miss her greatly. Thanks.
So our daughter Bonnie was, what is it, 5th or 6th grade when they have to do the poster? Yes. They're supposed to do this poster thing with flowers on it, whatever. That was never my thing. People always ask me, what kind of flower is that? I'd go yellow. Whatever. I don't have those genes. But so Bonnie goes over to get help from her Mimi, and she starts doing it for her. Gloria does, and Bonnie says, ask for help. I didn't ask you to do it. Whose project is this anyway? and your mother said to me, she has a strong will. I said, I think I taught her well. But that was great because she helped her. Yeah. And she learned how to help her. And your mother was so good to those grandkids.
Yes.
So Gloria got on the phone and she told me all the spots to go to. Rita's Pool, this place, and stop at this deli. What route were we on?
One.
What, stop at this deli, okay? So we stop at the deli that Gloria had said to, go into. So we bring all these little kids trailing behind. And they all ordered a sandwich, okay? And they didn't eat any of it. The sandwiches were this big. And so I said to Freitas, that was an expensive place. That was our whole budget to go up there. I'm telling you, because of this little deli that she sent us to going up there. Well, we knew about Breeders' Pool, and we knew some of the people at the Breville office. So we had a grand time in the Franklin store.
We still go there. We
Yes,
still go to Breeders' Pool. We still
And they loved the train. It was a great place. We did that a few years up there, all because of the fire. We loved it. Thank you.
Packing for the trips to Bartlett, New Hampshire. For most weekends during the winter to go skiing. We shared the lodge with McCarthy's and the Beerses. We have a McCarthy down here. And just the dedication of the mother and the love that she showed us is something that's an example for all of us. So that's what I wanted to say.
My name is Sherry, and Gloria Freitas was a rock star of floral design. And I grew up in Canton. I was in the Junior Garden Club, and everybody just thought she was amazing. And that would always be the best attended meeting of the year, is when she would come in and do a demonstration. I remember going to the flower show in Boston, and always the most beautiful arrangement was hers. Always. It was always the best in every category. So I grew up knowing her name, but I didn't know her. You know, she was just the rock star. And many years later, I'm living off of Seaver Street, and I'm up in the NRT at the Butterfly Garden. And I'm noticing a plant I've never seen before. And she comes over to me, I don't know who she is, comes over to me, she said, do you like it? And I said, yes, I do. I said, what is it? We get to this conversation. I've never seen a purple obedient plant before. And I've only seen white. And she said, well, I have some. Come follow, do you have time? I said, yeah. So I followed her to her house, and out she gets a shovel, and she's digging up her garden, and giving me a big old thing, and I still have plenty of obedient plant in my yard, and I've given it away to many friends. So obedient plant is all over Easton, thanks to your mom.
We are all members of the Easton Garden Club, and there might be a few more. Probably every single one of us could come up with some grand tales about Gloria. We're going to keep them to ourselves. But I'll just share one or two things. When I first joined the garden club, I, didn't know a buttercup from bee-bark. But with Gloria's help, I learned an awful lot. And more especially in terms of floral design. I mean, everybody said it, everybody agrees. She was brilliant. Some of her designs were just to drop your jaw for. And if anybody had seen any of the photographs of her designs at her wake, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There were some fabulous designs there. And she actually helped an awful lot of people in the garden club. I know some people here who worked with her frequently at Christmas times when we were making wreaths and things like that. So my one tale for Gloria that is not raunchy. One Christmas I had admired one of the wreaths she'd made, because instead of just having traditional bows on it, she had made bows that looked like rosettes. And this was one of her specialities. And I said, oh, I'd love to learn how to do that, Gloria. No problem, we'll have a lesson. One day, it's pouring rain, it's probably, I don't know, middle of December. She shows up in my driveway. She's got the ribbon in her hand, and she's showing me how to pull the wire